So a University of Illinois superstar named Terence Shannon Jr. has been found innocent of CAPE and false allegations of a case that's been going on for 6 months. And it is so wonderful to hear that LeBron James is coming out to remind people of the draft status that he would have had not this case derailed or somewhat derailed his career. And that we need to remember that so he can properly retake his position. Let's go to I'm Stacey for the details of the case, and then we're going to look at what LeBron had to say about it.
Now, this person has summarized some things in the story. It says, Terence Shannon Jr. was acquitted early today in September 2023. Maddie Neal claimed she was digitally penetrated by Shannon at a bar in Lawrence, Kansas. But the investigation was riddled with issues, so much so that I still can't believe that the state moved forward with this case. Neal used a fake ID to enter the bar in question, but claims she doesn't drink, did not consent to blood urine specimens, and identified Shannon after searching him online.
She didn't even identify him until she searched him out online to see what he looked like.
After her exam, Neal returned to the same bar. When ESPN reported that incident, group text messages showed Neal responding by saying, "Yep, yes sir," with her friends replying, "Got his money, dollar signs, tongue out emojis."
And it's not just her. She got a group of funky friends that are just like her, egging her on in this type of behavior.
Of course, Munoz, the responding officer, spoke with Neal and her friends together instead of separately. Similarly, Detective Leitner failed to thoroughly investigate Neal's whereabouts that night, did not interview her roommates, and didn't take measurements of the location in question. More importantly, law enforcement failed to consider alternative suspects. This is troubling as a third party was accused of something similar 2 weeks prior to the incident involving Shannon and was in close proximity to Neal that night. Further, there was no surveillance video of Neal and Shannon together at the bar.
Terrible police work so far. Just blame the black man, right? While they have no footage of them even being together. Now listen to this little next nugget of information.
Likewise, Shannon's DNA was not detected on Neal. In fact, one forensic scientist excluded Shannon as a contributor.
Sutter didn't like how the investigation was handled. Next, he focused on the DNA evidence.
There's no male DNA found inside or outside of the vagina. That blows the case out of the water. We should all walk in the jury room, vote, come back, and leave.
No DNA evidence to say that she was penetrated by Shannon or any man for that matter, right?
But there's so much more.
Then he once again references Arterio Morris. He's the former Kansas basketball player who was dismissed from the team 2 weeks before this incident. That's because he was charged with but that was later dropped.
And yet we have another case of a guy that was accused of CAPE. Charges were dropped, but yet he doesn't get the same redemption story. He was already let go from the team, right? And he probably won't get the same redemption story going forth. And that's if Shannon's story turned out to be a redemption one. But yet we have a theme of events that are happening here just at this school recently.
In the end, jurors sided with Shannon. His response so far, only this video.
You set the trend. Talk heavy, George. Because you don't want who God put in position to lead this generation. You don't want who God put in position to lead your family. You don't want who God put in position to break through, not break.
And this is important that he put this in. I want y'all to remember, don't forget to hear what God has to say about you while the rest of the world is tearing you down. And this goes for people that are innocent or guilty. Guilty people need to get back up too after they done sinned and failed. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we all sinners whether the world found us guilty or not, you know. But don't forget to hear what God got to say about you, for you.
All told, it is concerning that this case went to trial. Hope Shannon can get his reputation back. Illinois to lie now. So they saying that he had to go through a 6-game suspension, no means no chance at almost every away game, damaged draft stock, and left off All-American team.
And just in case you're wondering, my man wasn't no slouch on the court, you dig?
And this was his numbers last season: 23 points per game, third in the nation, 4 rebounds per game, 2 assists per game, 1 steal per game, 0.9 blocks per game on 47% from the field, 36% from 3, and 80% from the free throw line. He led the Illini to a 29-9 record, a 3rd seed, and the Elite 8, and he wasn't an All-American. So LeBron James says, "To my young king, Terence Shannon Jr., love and salute you. Proud of you. God is good. The apology should be 30 times louder than the hate he got, but we know how it goes. Anyways, back to the regular scheduled program. Great days ahead. Now I'm hearing that this dude, Terence Shannon Jr., is possibly going to be a lottery pick, or that was his prospects. That's where he was slated to go in the draft until the situation happened. So let's tap in. So we have a statement from Shannon Jr. saying, "Thank you to everyone who stood by me these last 9 months. I knew I was innocent of these horrible crimes, and I had faith in God that someday everyone else would know that too. I am so grateful to all of you for believing in me, especially my family, friends, and legal teams whose support kept me going. I'm ready to put this chapter of my life behind me and fully focus on my path forward."
So this is why I say, listen to what God has to say about you, because you know your true character and your true heart. I mean, skip what LeBron had to say, but listen, we can't skim over LeBron's voice and how far it echoes throughout this world. So I'm so appreciative that LeBron spoke up for this young man and brought this case to attention for us. Now, what's going to happen with this young lady? Because we keep hearing these cases where the young ladies do even as they were discussing the young lady, after finding out he was not guilty, they still had her name redacted out of being spoken in the court. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, why is that? They still were calling her the victim. Why is that? Because in most cases, women are allowed to just say what their truth is, and the court believes it even before proving a man to be guilty, right? They presume his guilt before his innocence, and it's just unfair because most cases the women get to walk away with some type of money, some type of settlement, some type of whatever, and even after they're found out to be flat out liars, they're not facing any type of penalty. I keep saying that women should be facing the same penalty that those men are facing that they told these lies about. If a man is facing 10 to 15 years, that woman needs to also be facing that same 10 to 15 years if it's found out that she's a flat out liar. That's just fair. That's just law. That should be justice. But in most cases, men are left to look at these cases cynically, because when we see women say something happened, usually it's no proof or nothing to prove that. And then if it goes opposite and they're proven to be flat out liars, they just walk off into the sunset with whatever settlement that they've already received. But y'all let me know what y'all think about it. I'm so glad for LeBron stepping up and doing something and saying something about this. But just let me know how you feel about this case. We're not trying to remain cynical. We want women to be protected, but we want justice to be fair as well. It's your boy P. Camp. Let me know what you think, what you don't think. Get at your boy.